The Importance of Being Earnest. Oscar Wilde's perfect comedy. Hello, my dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing a play that is quite simply the funniest, most clever, and most elegant comedy ever written in the English language. It's a play where the biggest crisis isn't a war or a murder. It's a missing handbag. And the most serious philosophical question is, how does one eat a muffin? Properly, of course. This is Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. And if you think classic plays are stuffy and boring, this masterpiece of hilarity is about to prove you wonderfully wrong. We're going to unpack its absurd plot, revel in its legendary wit, and discover why being trivial is actually very, very serious. Let's dive in. The plot is a deliciously tangled web of lies all spun around the name Ernest. We have two fashionable gentlemen about town, Algernon Moncrief, a charming, idle bachelor who has invented a perpetually sick friend named Bunbury in the country. This allows him to escape boring social obligations in London, a practice he calls bunburying. Jack Worthing, a responsible country gentleman who is the guardian of a young lady, but when he comes to London, he becomes someone else. His fictional, wicked younger brother, Ernest. Why? To have fun, of course. Jack, as Ernest, is in love with Algernon's cousin, Gwendolen Fairfax, who is obsessed with the name Ernest. She declares she could only ever love a man named Ernest. Meanwhile, Jack's ward in the country, Cecily Cardew, has fallen in love with the idea of this wicked Uncle Ernest, based entirely on Jack's stories. Algernon discovers Jack's secret and decides to go bunburying in the country, arriving at Jack's estate, pretending to be the wicked brother Ernest, and immediately falls in love with Cecily, who, of course, is also fixated on the name Ernest. Chaos ensues. Both Gwendolen and Cecily believe they are engaged to the same man, Ernest Worthing. It is a whirlwind of mistaken identities, cucumber sandwiches, and spectacularly petty arguments, all under the withering gaze of the formidable Lady Bracknell, Gwendolen's mother, for whom the only true crisis in life is a social faux pas. Now, you might think this is all just silly nonsense, and on the surface it is, but Wilde, being a genius, uses this nonsense to make some sharp points. It's the art of triviality. Wilde makes a hilarious and profound case for treating the trivial things seriously and the serious things trivially. The characters debate muffins versus cake, and the style of a baby's perambulator with the gravity of world leaders deciding foreign policy. This flips Victorian values upside down, mocking a society that prized manners over morality, identity, and performance. Everyone in this play is performing. Jack and Algernon have alternate identities. Cecily and Gwendolen perform the role of the ideal romantic woman. Wilde argues that in a society obsessed with image, identity is just a role we play. Are we who we are, or are we who we say we are? Satire of the upper class. This is a brutal, and I mean brutal, satire of the Victorian aristocracy. Wilde exposes them as shallow, hypocritical, and obsessed with money, bloodlines, and social status. Lady Bracknell's famous interview with Jack, where she is more concerned about him being found in a handbag than his character, is a masterpiece of social satire. The constraint of morality, the very title is a pun. Earnest means serious and sincere, which is the quality Victorians valued most, but the characters are anything but earnest. They are frivolous and deceptive. Wilde is poking fun at the massive gap between the strict moral code of the era and the ridiculous reality of how people actually behaved. Oscar Wilde was the superstar of the 1890s London scene. He was a celebrated wit, a dandy, and a brilliant writer. He wrote this play at the height of his fame, and it premiered in 1895. It was a huge hit. But here's the tragic irony. Just weeks after the play opened to rave reviews, Wilde was arrested and imprisoned for gross indecency due to his relationship with Lord Alfred Douglas. The man who wrote the world's most famous comedy was destroyed by the very society he was mocking. What makes it a masterpiece is its perfect clockwork construction. Every line serves a purpose. Every joke sets up a later payoff. The dialogue isn't just funny, it's a symphony of epigrams, those perfectly balanced, witty, and paradoxical statements. For example, I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read on the train. To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. It is the pinnacle of the comedy of manners genre. The plot is absurd, but the humor comes from the characters' sophisticated, over-the-top reactions to the absurdity. The praise for this play is universal. It has never been out of production since it premiered. Critics love its linguistic virtuosity. Wilde's wordplay and wit are unparalleled. It's a play you can read again and again and find new jokes. It's hailed as the wittiest play in the English language. It's a benchmark for comedy. They praise its timelessness. While it's a specific satire of the Victorian era, its jokes about hypocrisy, bureaucracy, and ridiculous social norms are still hilarious today. We still have our own versions of Lady Bracknell. Audiences adore it for its pure, unadulterated escapism and joy. It's a perfect confection of humor and style. You should experience this play because it is guaranteed to make you laugh out loud. It's the perfect antidote to taking life too seriously. Read it for the sheer joy of the language, see it performed, to watch the impeccable timing of the actors as they deliver these legendary lines. It's a masterclass in how to be witty, how to construct a joke, and how to use humor as a weapon to critique society without anyone even realizing they've been critiqued. It is, quite simply, a perfect play. So, that's the brilliantly witty and secretly profound world of Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. Now, I have to ask, what's your favorite Wilde quote? Or, if you've seen it, which character would you love to play? Let me know in the comments. I'm earnest to find out. If you enjoyed this dive into classic comedy, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content that makes great literature understandable and, most importantly, incredibly fun to love. Thanks for watching. Remember, we are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars.